giants of ice and fire. Wind scours the ridge as two hunters watch a distant herd of woolly mammoths drifting through the fog along a frozen riverbank. Their breaths feather as they whisper about signs and tracks. The hunters shield their eyes, the herd drifts like boulders in the white. A hunter studies a track in the crust, gauging weight and stride. They lean shoulder to shoulder, committing a plan to the frozen air. Bone frames and hide walls cradle the camp in muted daylight. Hunters in fur sit on the ground, preparing stone-tipped spears, setting out flint blades and sinew with care. Youth hunters practice casts, laughter small in the endless cold. Hunters bind stone spearheads to wooden shafts with sinew, readying weapons for the mammoth hunt. Tools aligned, they share a silent breath before the hunt. Mist lifts from dark water where snow gives way to ice. A hunter crouches by the riverbank, examining fresh mammoth tracks pressed deep into the snow. Two hunters watch a distant herd of woolly mammoths through the fog on a frozen riverbank. Ravens cock their heads like omens at the slick border of ice. Plans set in murmurs, they ready to move along the riverbed. Across open white, the herd steams, a limping bull trails behind. Hunters crouch low behind a snowdrift, signaling each other as they prepare to ambush a mammoth. The limping bull swings its head, ice clinging to shaggy hair. Hunters signal the route across the snowy plain as the mammoth herd moves in the distance. Decision made, they sink lower and ready the careful approach. Hunters ring close as one sketches lines in the snow with a bone, marking the path ahead. Hunters kneel in the snow, sketching routes with a stick as they plan the ambush near the frozen basin. They pause over a bleached bone in the snow. Silence holds as spear points catch the pale light. Roles divide fire, noise, flank, all set with steady nods beneath the night sky. The circle breaks. Hunters rise, spears ready, the plan fixed in their minds. Hunters shield a fragile ember from the wind, coaxing it into life against the cold. The fire takes hold. They feed it with care, steady hands against the night chill. Torches catch, dry fibers flare in crisp, hungry light. At night, hunters guard the fire, torches burning, bracing for the dangerous hunt ahead. Two hunters peel wide, trailing smoke ribbons across white. Hunters raise fire and antlers, surrounding the beast with noise and flame to drive it into confusion. Echo stones crack, the bull wavers, veering from the herd. Fire writes a wall, the corridor narrows step by punishing step. A hunter moves cautiously at the flank, steering the beast's path while keeping a safe distance. The herd recedes, the limping bull is alone with its choices. The snow softens into slush, forcing the hunters to test each step carefully until firmer ground is found. The old bull flounders, tusks carving wet arcs of mud and ice. The hunters spread wide across the marsh, lifting their knees high to stay above the water, each movement measured and deliberate. They meet eyes across the mire, counting heartbeats to release. The hunter snaps the atlatl forward, the dart slicing into the night on a clean, flat line. The strike bites deep, steam and blood bead in coarse hair. The hunter surges forward, spear low, snow exploding at his stride. The mammoth wheels with fury, tusks slashing the air as it charges the hunters. The mammoth crashes into the mire, hunters feinting at its flanks to drive it deeper into the trap. The hunter slips past the sweep of a tusk, spear angling in from the flank with a burst of force. The torch slaps against the water, firelight scattering across the spray, forcing the beast to turn at the brink. Each step sinks deeper, breath roars white from the bull's mouth. The line holds steady as the giant stumbles, its massive form swaying while the hunters guide its path through the snow. The bull staggers, breath billowing as snow shivers beneath its weight. Two hunters stand firm in the torchlight, a silent nod passing between them as the mammoth looms in the mist behind. They step in together, swift and sure, to end the giant's suffering. The mammoth collapses, the earth quaking as snow leaps and settles. Silence settles after the crash, steam rising from the fallen beast as the hunters stand in heavy breath. Dusk deepens to indigo as firelight licks the fallen giant's hide. A carved bead is placed upon the brow, a quiet offering of thanks carried into the night sky. Hunters lift weary eyes to the night sky, where cold stars glimmer like silent witnesses to the struggle just endured. Hunters circle with low drums, shadows dancing over tusk and hide. Two hunters by the fire, tusk gleaming in the night, their silence a prayer to the fallen giant. Flint meets seam and joint as steam curls from opened warmth. They trade tools without words, a rhythm old as hunger and winter. Youth hunters haul red-laden racks toward the smoking pits. The hunters test the joints, steadying the bone as sinew parts cleanly, steam rising in the cold night air. The work settles into quiet certainty under the wheeling winter stars. Inside the tusk-framed hut, fire snaps, while work and warmth mingle. The needle bites and pulls, sinew stitching hide into a new edge of winter clothing. Children rest beneath newly sewn furs, the warmth of the hunt carried into the shelter. Bone and hide sing quietly of craft, shelter, and shared breath. Work eases to rest, the hut breathes with fire and quiet sleep. Torchlight breathes over limestone as ochre becomes mammoth and memory. Hands guide red pigment across stone, shaping the memory of the hunt into lasting lines. Shadows stretch and merge against the stone, torchlight binding figures and fire in a single living scene. From the dark, elders watch with eyes bright as embers. The mammoth towers in the firelight, its shadow stretching across stone, a promise carried into the night. As the firelight flickers, the giant's shadow stretches across the stone. More than a beast, more than a memory, it becomes a promise. A promise of survival, of stories carried forward, of a bond between hunter and hunted. Long after the hunt is done, the giants of ice and fire still walk with us, in shadow and in flame.